Excuse me, people. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of This Is Our Life. I found the $20 thing.
20% off.
No, that's $20 for
On what?
Sportsman's Guide.
Oh, I thought you meant on
Yeah, and I found that too. Where now I don't know where it is, but
dang,
it was over here. I think. Well,
maybe your uncle will hurry up and send your call.
yeah, that was. Well, it was over here. What is this? No, that's the internet company. Well, I'll find it, people.
You might have to reprint it.
Yeah. If you saw the stuff I have on this desk right here.
If you'd organize it, would help.
Yeah. Here it is. Hey, we set a date for our wedding.
Yeah. And do we remember? June 7th, wasn't it?
I wrote it down, yeah. So,
Here we go again.
yeah,
Hopefully it'll be decent weather by June.
yeah,
And it won't be shaking, shivering and shaking.
there's something we wanted to do. We wanted to do for a very, very, very long time, and we finally got to do it today. We went to Aldi's, which is over in Vermont. Vermont does not look anything like New Hampshire.
Yeah, right.
Oh, the Connecticut River, completely frozen over.
Yeah.
This is a decent-sized river. It's not like the Oswego out here.
Well, it's not huge, but it's a medium-sized river, I would say.
Bigger than anything you're going to see in Texas, in case our daughter watches this.
It was thick, too.
Yeah, and that's...
You could see cracks, like, in the ice, like,
under,
lines.
yeah, it's like, but and it's not on top, it's under.
It's like a jigsaw puzzle, it looked like. Almost.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my.
So we went over to Aldi's. Why Aldi's? Because it's cheaper, even though you have to pay sales tax in
It ain't that
Vermont.
much, so.
Yeah. We bought some, ham and turkey or ham and chicken.
Something like that.
And some cheese and mustard. Bologna. And took it over to 100 Nights. Look, the people at 100 Nights were very nice and very helpful to us. They provided us a safe place to spend time when we were homeless, thanks to some of the wonderful activists up here.
Yeah.
And
then they want to criticize them and scream that that should be shut down.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
And the amount we took them, you might say, well, that's not a whole lot, but I bet it'll feed everybody there for lunch. It'll provide lunch to everybody that's there. Maybe.
Well, they had already got today's on the table, so.
Yeah, we didn't get there till like a little after 12.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing the best we could.
Yeah, and somebody had made soup, and then there was sandwiches. I saw people eating sandwiches. So they had plenty of bread. There was a whole bookcase of bread.
I think there's somebody who drives the bread truck who donates it to them or something. Some bakery companies will allow their drivers to do that.
Oh, if they have extra or whatever, yeah.
Instead of just throwing it out, as long as it's in good condition, it's not moldy or something, donate it.
You know what we could do also is we bought a thing for like a pot roast for we're gonna probably use it in the slow cooker.
We can put it in tomorrow and cook it.
Yeah, we could get them if it's all all the vegetables and meat together.
Yeah.
We could get that for 100 Nights too.
They're only $7.99.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I mean, that's a decent size. You're not going to get a pot roast that cheap normally,
So, because they have a slow cooker over at 100 Nights, and I mean sometimes
you might have to start it the night before.
Yeah.
So,
see, 100 Nights, they have two parts. Their cold weather shelter's open now.
Oh yeah.
It has to be open. I think today's temperature was supposed to be single digits, but I think it went up into the double digits. like in the teens.
Hey,
Even
we were at the grocery store and we seen sparrows sitting outside and they were cussing rather than chirping.
Yeah.
They're going, oh, ow, damn it.
So,
I wouldn't blame them if they did cuss.
I mean, the amount
It's gotta be hard being a bird.
yeah,
Especially those little critters.
the amount we spent wasn't a whole lot, but you know what? That little
Enough.
bit is going to help.
Help them.
That's going to help them, and that's money they don't have to spend because it's not like they have a lot. Now, I will say Ian used to donate to 100 Nights. I don't know if he still does.
Who knows?
But, it's a good charity. Look, if you want to send them $5 or $10,
They'll
do
make
it.
Good use of it.
Yeah, they it's not like there's some huge conglomerate whatever.
Oh, what was that thing on the wall? The notice they had to have repairs done.
Oh gosh, it was like
Put in a sink downstairs and a shower upstairs.
Was it like $5,000?
I think it was. Yeah, the value of the work was $5,000. There's like $120 fee, so it's like, oh god.
Yeah.
How are they doing that?
Yeah, because
Unless the work was donated or something, but I doubt that.
yeah, I doubt it too. Because we know the guy who started 100 Nights. He's a friend of ours, and he's a good guy. And they closed down one of his things over with the veterans thing.
Oh, they moved it out of town.
Well, out of town?
Out of town. It's out towards the county jail.
Oh, okay.
You don't go out that far, but you go out past the T-shirt factory.
Oh, okay.
It's in a little strip mall-y like thing on the side of on the left side of the road.
Yeah. And then, I mean,
it's not like the veterans have no transportation and they put it out there. I don't know.
Doesn't make
the
much
little
sense.
Bus service that they have around here is.
I think it's $1 to ride that bus
I don't know if they even have if they go that far.
Yeah, they may not. But I'm gonna try and put a link to 100 Nights.
I think that's barely in the city limits, just barely out there.
In case you want to send them a check or a money order for $5, $10. They
don't have an online
They might.
site.
But look, when we were staying at the 2 homeless shelters, one is right across the street from 100 Nights. And it used to be, before we were over there, you could stay there during the day, but then they want people to look for work, so you can't stay there during the day.
Unless you have kids or something.
Yeah. And it was at first we were in the family shelter, then we went to the women's shelter.
The torture.
And like the family shelter, there's one bathroom, and you have all these families. It's not like you have just
with young children.
Yeah, it's not like you just have several adults. It's that you have the adults and the young children and teenagers.
I think it used to be a Sunday school building, or a building where they had Sunday school at for the church that.
Yeah, because the church owns it.
Backs up to.
Yeah, because the church owns the building.
Yeah, it's the church building.
Yeah.
The church's buildings.
And then we went over to the women's shelter.
Oh God.
Yes, they had men in the women's shelter.
Well, one man.
Well, they had.
And Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy. Guy. But then he had his daughter with him.
Family.
Yeah.
Well, I thought he had more than his daughter in there.
Maybe so. His daughter was a cutie pie, though. She was always, "What you doing? What you doing?" I mean, kids that age, they're going to be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" They're interested. That's what, But another thing is, I've decided where I'm going to do my first.
Kirby.
What?
No, I don't know what the hell. Yeah.
Oh. Where I'm going to do my first dry run with the bug out stuff or whatever. There's a pond. Different people call it different things. It's the Beaver Pond because there's beavers in it. I didn't
kind of make a mess.
Yeah, I didn't realize beavers can get up to 100 pounds. And the reason they gnaw on trees is to keep their teeth.
Oh, their teeth are constantly growing.
Yeah, so and they can destroy like hundreds of trees. So
they gotta wear those things down.
yeah. So I'm not gonna. There's a way I can get to the Beaver Pond by going down where the high tension lines are, but I'm not gonna do that. That's cheating.
I don't want you to fall in though either.
No, I'm gonna go through the woods. And we know a couple of people that live up on that road, but I'm not going to see them.
Their dogs might come to see you though.
Yeah, gonna go out and have my wife drop me off.
One lady we know has 2 hyper-friendly dogs.
You know, and have her
bark at you and lick you, but
yeah, drop me off. I'll put on put everything on, and then I'll head out into the woods. Because because look, if you're bugging out, you have to understand you don't go on trails. Because if you go on trails, they're going to catch you. You go on roads, they're going to catch you. You don't go on these things. You stay off the beaten path, so to speak. There's another trail I'm going to do up this mountain over here, not Monadnock, but the mountain down here. I'm going to do that one at night. I'm going to do this one over here at night too, because I don't want anybody. Look, if somebody sees me all decked out and carrying ammunition and a rifle and a pistol, they're gonna freak out. And they will freak out. So, but I have to make sure I can carry all this stuff. And if I can't carry it, I'm gonna have to make some changes in the kit. I already did change one thing. I took one of the magazine cases, took it off, and took the magazines and put it in the butt pack. Now, another thing I've come up with. So
you don't clank like a tin man. Clank, clank, clank.
I was thinking that my wife would be able to handle an LBV better than Alice gear. But then I started thinking, well, Alice gear is cheap, it's readily available. But then I looked something up the other day. Will Alice gear fit on an LBV, a load-bearing vest? Yes, it will. So, we'll get her a load-bearing vest, an LBV. Hopefully the store over here still has the one they had. Hopefully it's cheap, because it is used.
That's no guarantee.
Because it's not the red shed. It's what used to be the red shed that had it.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, because I bought that bow for like $30, 30, 35. I think it was 30. So hopefully they have it, because I think that my wife can handle that a little better than having all that. Because the Alice gear, it's all on your shoulders. And an LBV, your whole, anyway. And then we can get Alice equipment to put on it, and once we get her a pistol, we can get the holster will fit on the LBV. And the ammo pouches will fit on there, the first aid, everything will fit on the LBV. But when are we going to do this? I don't freaking know. We just talked to Keen Housing, and thankfully we go for another month without having an increase in our rent. Yeah, we took the paperwork down there, and she didn't get it. And we gave it to the secretary.
Secretary did God knows what with it.
Yep. So I still need to contact the Toadstool, because there's a particular book that I want. I want volume 5 of the Walking Dead.
Yeah, they were closed when we went there.
Yeah. I might request volume 5 and 6, because the books are really short. And we have volumes 1 through 4. And you can read one of those books in like 5-10 minutes. So it's like, maybe get 2 or 3 volumes. I think volume 5 is actually a little cheaper than some of the other ones. I think normally they run roughly $15 per volume. And I think volume 5 is like $10, $11.
Do they have it at the library?
They might. But
But it's the library.
but
Our town library is tiny.
yeah, it's very tiny.
It could be a house almost.
Yeah. I could actually see them moving into one of the larger houses over here and turning it into a library, which they could easily do because a lot of businesses used to be houses. You could take a barn, actually, and there are plenty of barns up here. And, you know, I mean, a barn would be perfect because you have all that open space on the upper and the ground floor and the first floor and the second floor. Whatever. You know, that would be perfect. And you could insulate it. I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult to
I wish
do.
we could get that house that's for sale almost across from the fire department. Looks like it's a relatively new house.
Oh yeah.
I think it's blue or something.
That'd be nice because we're still looking for a bigger place. And I happen to like this town, but if we can't find a place in this town, then, you know, it's not like.
Just consider those ones that are down there in the Fitzwilliam.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Keene Housing Authority covers Fitzwilliam.
I would think they would.
Maybe not. Because it has to border with Keene, I think.
Wait, Fitzwilliam? Oh, down that one?
Yeah. The one when you go down Route 12.
Yeah.
It may not.
Well,
it's such a pain in the ass up here.
Yeah. But, now, when we were coming back from town today, the town cop has a youngster with him now. So, I don't know if the town police.
The guy going to college or something.
Yeah, but he was in uniform.
Well.
So I don't know.
Maybe he was like a
trainee.
You know, like an internship or something.
Yeah. So I hope the cops aren't going off the deep end about hassling people because I haven't seen them do that. You know, so far, you know, I mean, hopefully they're giving out tickets.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that really aggravates me is you have these massholes going 50, well, maybe not 50, but they speed through town. They freaking speed through town.
You have to slam on your brakes and get rear-ended.
Yeah, and, you know,
they don't give a shit.
Those people...
They really kind of piss me off.
Yeah, those people need a ticket, a fine, not just...
And the cop chewing their ass out, too. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Because we have the kids that, you know, when they're going to and from school or, you know, going to the store or going to get an ice cream or a hamburger or going to the library or just taking a walk or whatever. There are kids out there, people. I don't care if you don't see them. That's when the problem is. You don't see them, you hit them, and then you go, oh, I should have been going slower. That's kind of late then, isn't it?
And wait until you have to tell that to their parents.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, you know.
You'll be ready to shoot yourself.
Mm-hmm. Now, we have a lot of rednecks up here. I like to say educated rednecks. Well, Mr. Robertson, what's Phil Robertson?
Yeah.
He went to university. He has a degree. And he's a redneck. I'm a redneck. I went to university. So, he's down in Louisiana. I'm up here in New Cary, formerly known as New Hampshire.
I took my stab at it.
Oh, see, she took her stab at it.
The only trouble was me and math.
No.
Me and algebra don't get along well.
So, anyway, and for the people who want to go after Aaron Raw, Atheist Experience, the Unamazing Atheist, and others, you're doing it the wrong way. You have to go after the fact that they're state theist. That's the way to do it, is to expose them for what they really are, and that is a bunch of communist, socialist, fascist, state theist pigs. That's the way to do it.
Really? That's really what they are? Yeah, I'm being smart.
So if you really want to go after them, because you're not going to win arguing the other issues, but if you expose them for what they are, you'll win. But anyway, so I'm also wondering about the tactical tomahawk. I think it would be best to actually fasten it to something rather than just stick it in the belt, because it could get lost that way.
It's kind of heavy too, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
metal.
want
It's all metal.
to get flopped on the foot with it or something.
Yeah. And actually, I'm going to test it out someday. Not too long from now. I won't say where or how, but I'll let you know the outcome. And it'll basically be, I'm going to test it, and then we're going to have to get the you-know-what out of the area for a while. And maybe a few days later we can go back and, you know. Anyway, so been eating these. Yeah, I like pistachios. But my toes draining also, which is good. You know, it's not just building up in there; it's draining.
Soak it in.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna get a haircut next month.
A real one.
And we called for our boy over here to have
he's gonna love us for that.
To have his rabies information sent to the groomer. And Lucky, do you want toenail polish? And he's like, what are you talking about?
He's like, shut up.
Then
if they manage to get a bow in his hair, they might have to glue it on or something.
Yeah. Then we can take him over to see Amber, his girlfriend, who's a little poodle.
And he's a Shih Tzu.
Mm-hmm. Not that he can have babies, but I mean.
Yeah, right.
You know.
We don't need little monsters running around.
No. But we've discussed this. We think that the kittens are probably almost as big as they're going to get. They might get a little bigger, but
well, you never know either.
Yeah, they could have a growth spurt, you know, or they could just be growing very slowly. And Maggie with her harness, she wants it off, but she's not.
I think she's finally settled down with it.
Yeah. And our son over there, John, is in the closet taking a nap.
He says, oh.
And I don't know where our daughter and I don't know what to call Maggie.
Mother.
Mother. So.
Mother Maggie.
No, Mother Maggie. So I have $20 off.
Grumbly Maggie.
Sportsman's Guide. 20% off Toadstool. And got a free book at the bookstore today.
What did you get? It's
like a dictionary.
Those two things?
Yeah, it's a 2-volume thing.
Oh, I'm like, whoopsie.
Got some very green avocados, but we're going to let them ripen
Up.
Yeah. And tomorrow's my birthday.
79 cents.
Oh, yeah, you can't beat 79 cents. Up here, they're usually $1 or more.
At least.
Yeah, so it's like, wow.
No put blonde on chilies, but
yeah, we can get those because they need to ripen up. It probably won't be for another week and a half before they're ripe. So
we could use these for golf balls.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Large golf balls.
And if you don't know what South Armagh means, it's a reference to the South Armagh sniper. He was an IRA. It wasn't an person. It was different people, but they shot British soldiers in South Armagh, in County Armagh, Ireland, in the occupied area of Ireland, and at one point they even were using a 50 caliber rifle.
No shit.
Yeah, you know, a bullet that's as big as your hand. Yeah, and from my understanding, they weren't considered great snipers, but they were still effective.
Hey, if that big a bullet's coming at your ass, you're gonna be going, oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're gonna, as soon as you hear it, you're dead. So, but we don't have a 50 caliber. I wish we could afford a 50 caliber rifle, but
well,
we can barely afford what we have. You know,
we've got to make you hurt bad, though.
yeah. You know, and the thing is, a 22, I'm telling you, don't underestimate a freaking 22. It's going to get you small game. It's going to be able to knock out, you know, power if you hit the.
And you don't want to blow that squirrel to smithereens.
No, you don't.
You don't want his tail, is all you can find.
Yeah. And still, if you get shot with it, it's still going to kill you. You know, so don't underestimate it, people.
It's going to make you wish you were dead.
Yeah. And yeah, because if it doesn't kill you, it'll still wound you. So, and 22 ammo, you can carry a lot of it. You know, the thing is, we can't afford to get a bunch of magazines. We can only afford to get like 2 or 3 at a time. But at least we're getting them slowly. But anyway, this video is almost 30 minutes long. So yeah, so I know where I'm going to do 2 of my semi-dry runs for the bug out stuff. Thing is, we don't really have a place to go if we have to bug out, and that's not good. Thing is, the farther north you go in this state, the more rural it gets. Of course, everything's rural up here. Then again, a lot of people own decent amounts of land, and because of the way the hills and mountains are, you can see a long ways. You may not be able to shoot because of the deep forest, the dense forest, but
We go too far north, we'll wind up in Canada.
yeah,
Whoops.
yeah. But then my daddy was a Canadian, but
The state isn't that big.
no, it's not. It's really not that big. But you know, we're gonna have to figure out 3 days hike from here. You can't get very far. You're definitely not doing 20 miles. You might do 10 if you're lucky, just because of the dense forest and the
Rocks and the boulders.
and the rocks. Yeah, the rocks, the boulders, the mountains, the hills.
You might go, ah.
Yeah, and then you can't go too fast, because if you go too fast, you're going to miss that there's somebody over there looking, or there's a road down there, cars going by, or there's a house over there. You know, so you have to go slow enough where you can, you know, scan and know what's going on. So honestly, 3 days hike from here, you know, for us, what is that, 10, 20, 30 miles? It's not very far. You know, and that's if we can do that. I mean, you know, you have to consider our health and stuff like that. And that's taking everything we can on foot. So, and I need to go down in the basement and get the engineer's bag, because we'd put our field guides and, you know, whatever books would go in that, and, you know, writing material and stuff like that. You know, like field guides to edible wildflowers, edible wild plants, and that would go in there.
That'll be fun, just getting to the basement.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Basement right now is 3 or 4 feet of snow out there.
Yeah, it's almost snowed under.
You know, so not gonna do it now. You know,
Oh, why not?
I thought the rain the other day would kind of get rid of more snow than it did, but you know, it's like in the spring when it starts raining instead of snowing. That helps melt the snow, and
too.
yeah. So
Right now we're what at, I think 22 degrees is what it's saying.
so it's
Oh, wait a
cold.
minute, has that been updated?
Plus it's windy.
Very windy today.
Yeah. And you don't get a whole lot of windy days like this. Oh, you have a lot of wind, but the trees, the forest, and the hills and the mountains break it up. So
22, yep.
22 degrees Fahrenheit, people. And I don't know if our daughter in Texas understands what 22 is. You know, a friend of mine in San Antonio said it was 80 yesterday. 80 degrees. This is South Texas, mind you, San Antonio.
Imagine.
And, you know,
I think they're cooking.
yeah, and, you know, I do not miss the freaking heat.
Well, we could use it for a day just to melt the snow.
If it could get to 50.
We could just borrow it for a day. 80 degrees, it'll all be gone.
Yeah, it would. Really fast, too.
But get it out of our hair.
The other day, the car was covered in frost, but as soon as the sun came up, even though it was cold, the sun you see this line. As the sun rose, you could see this line on the car, on the windows. The frost just melted as the sun hit it. Even though it was below freezing out there, all it took was that sun hitting the frost to melt it. So
goody, goody, goody.
Also, I'm gonna wash them before I do it. But these socks are going in the bug out bag. These are wool socks, but they're high. Now, why do you want wool when you're bugging out? I'm gonna take these and 2 pair of cotton socks into the bug out bag. Why? Wool, if you're crossing a river, wool, because it'll keep your feet warmer, and it also help grip, because it's going to be slippery on them rocks and stuff down in the river. So this will help you grip, and it'll keep you warm. And these are taller, so it'll help, because the water is going to be kind of deep. And the rivers here tend to have have a pretty good current going, depending on where you cross. And
they're fast moving.
Yeah, they're fast moving. And the Connecticut River isn't necessarily that fast. Well, down here, I guess it goes pretty fast. Well, I don't know. I've seen people just sitting there in their canoes.
Well,
not just sitting, but I mean, they're not going like lickety-split.
Flying along.
Yeah. I still want to start up in the north in the lakes region and canoe down this way. I want a 9-foot canoe. Is it time to go OUT again?
Probably.
So.
We're going to put a diaper on you. He's, uh-oh.
Oh, stretch. Lucky stretch.
He says, no diaper. So that would embarrass me.
Yeah, he says, then Amber will think I'm a sissy. And I'm not a sissy dog. So anyway, folks, bye-bye. This video is over 32 minutes long.